Hi, Dave Roscoe here. It is Friday, September 5th, 2025, and this is my last update for the week. And I will, of course, be back on Monday to continue giving you the latest pie news. I had a scare yesterday with my anti-scammer bot, which was particularly troubling to me because I have a pending unlock happening today, and I came this close to contacting the victim saying, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to help them. Well, I'm happy to report that a little late night heroics allowed me to resolve the situation, and I'm now looking good to try to make this rescue. So I'll be sure to keep you up to date on that. The Pi Network quietly issued an update to their running metrics from the Pi Network Blockchain Explorer. If you recall yesterday, I said that the numbers were all messed up. Well, it turns out they weren't messed up. They were messed up before, we just didn't know it. They made a correction, and the new numbers are what the Pi Network says they should be. So I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But first, the metrics. The anti-scammer bot stands at 7 wins, 2 losses, and I've got a pending unlock happening in about 7 hours, and I'm hoping for a win. So if you or somebody you know has a compromised wallet or suspects that you might, reach out to me in the comments and let's see if I can help you. The circulating supply is 7.99 billion pi, and there were once again no user accounts migrated yesterday. However, it looks like they are gearing up to start migrating again because they topped off the Pi Foundation 2 wallet with another 50 million pi, totaling 65.4 million pi in the Pi migration wallet. The migrated unlocked rewards are at 3 billion pi, which is the new correct value for the migrated unlocked rewards, and I'll show you that in a second. Regarding the price action, yesterday we were indicating that it was looking bullish and thought that maybe the price could see a short-term bump to around 37 cents. That didn't happen. So we were wrong on that one. You have to always be careful with taking action on it, which is why I often caveat my information with that this is not trading advice, because it's not. I can't give it to you. I'm not an expert. I talk to people who are experts, and even they get it wrong sometimes. So always be careful. I mean, this is informational only. Don't bet your life on what is said here. I'd hate to see people losing money because of something that I said. So just be careful. Looking at the price action, the Pi coin is currently trading at 34 cents, which is relatively unchanged from this time yesterday. The market cap is also relatively unchanged at $2.76 billion. The trading volume is at $28.84 million, which is down 31%. So trading volume is low. As you can see, it bumped up for a little bit and now it's down low again. So we're back in that no man's land when it comes to trading. I've seen some indications online saying that the stars look like they're aligning for a breakout of Pi as opposed to a downturn. But again, you never know. We'll have to wait and see. So as I mentioned, the Pi Network made a correction to their metrics. And the two metrics in question here are the currently locked mining rewards and the currently unlocked mining rewards, because these two are directly related. And if you see here, there's 2 little stars after them. And yesterday, this caused me quite some confusion because if I took these numbers at face value based on what existed previously, it indicated that 325 million pi had been unlocked in just 24 hours. Well, it turns out that pi had already been unlocked in over the course of however many months, and it was just being reported wrong. So if you go down here, it even says so. It says a bug in the reporting code for the blockchain data was identified and fixed. It had caused inaccuracies in the displayed currently locked mining rewards and currently unlocked mining rewards on mainnet metrics. The blockchain values have always been correct and remain unchanged. The displayed figures now match the blockchain, and this update only affects reporting, not the actual blockchain. For reference, today's incorrect values would have shown 5.3 billion pi unlocked, or 5.3, yeah, and 2.686 billion pi unlocked. And that sounds about right. That is in line with what the numbers were previously saying. So just a clarification there. The mystery has been solved, and moving forward, I will have the correct numbers for you until the Pi Network corrects it again. This screen should be familiar to some of you. It is my Anti-scammerbot pending queue. I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've now got 10 people in the queue. Quite a few of them with far out unlocks, but I've got one here that is unlocking in 7 hours. And it at stake is 651 pi. Now, I mentioned I had a scare, and the scare was that I every day when I have an unlock pending, I run some diagnostic tests to see if everything's running the way it should. And the tests came back questionable. The bot itself, as you can imagine, where this is a race around a particular time and date, timing is very critical. Well, this particular problem directly impacted the ability of the bot to accurately determine the time. That pretty much jeopardized any ability to try to claim any pi, because if you are just milliseconds too late, then you've just lost to a scammer. And that just would devastate me to know that I lost this because of a glitch. And it took me a while to figure out what that glitch was. I thought, there was something wrong with my local environment. And there were some minor things that I diagnosed and tweaked. It was nothing that was a showstopper, and obviously had been effective before. So that wasn't causing the big problems. But there was an issue with the Pi network blockchain and the nodes. The nodes were having problems keeping up with the data that was going through and causing it to burst. And that, you'd get a long period of time without any data, and then you'd get a burst of all that missing data. And that is a double whammy, because not only are you missing that data initially, but now you're putting additional burden on your systems to deal with the burst, as opposed to when it's running normally and it occurs at a fixed interval. So I did solve the problem, and I now have some more automated methods to identify when there is a problem, because the more time I have to try to fix it, the better off everybody is. Now, I know for a fact that upgrading to Protocol 23, which I'm desperately seeking any timelines on mainnet, will impact the bot, and I will endeavor to get the changes for Protocol 23 implemented as soon as possible before it has any chance to impact a potential rescue. So I know I go on a lot about the anti-scammer bot, and I do apologize if you don't care, but to some people, this is very important, and it's important to me, because at risk is the loss of all of their pi. Whether they made a mistake, whether they knew they made a mistake or didn't know, it's devastating to have an unlock taken from you and knowing that there's nothing you can do, especially when it represents years of your effort to both mine, recruit, and do everything you got to do to get to this point, only to have somebody push a button and take it all away. So it is very important. And if you don't think it is, I apologize. But I'm not going to stop talking about it, because I spent a lot of time working on this, literally months. and I still work on it, but now I'm at the point where I'm at maintenance mode and making minor tweaks and improvements. I don't think I could do much more to make it better, but who knows? Well, that's all I've got today. It's a light news day. There's not much going on. The Pi Online thing is still circulating. I'm not impressed at this point. It's probably a similar deal like the Fruity Pi, where they had a third-party developer partnering with the Pi Network to produce this game under their banner. And this Pi Online may be the same thing because everybody is touting this as a Pi Network GFi game. And maybe it is. I just don't see that evidence yet. And it'll come out. But I will say is that what I have seen, I'm not very impressed with. I mean, Fruity Pi is really a clone of an existing game that I have seen played. And to be honest with you, the existing game is better. So it's great that we want to put these games out there, but if we really want to capture people's attention, we have to put out apps that are as good as what's already out there, if not better. So we'll have to keep an eye on how this all shakes out. It will eventually get there, but we're not there yet. Have a great weekend. Don't worry about Pi. Don't worry about migrations. Don't worry about your KYC status. I'm sure not much is going to change, and you're just wasting your life worrying about it. Get out there, enjoy the sun, enjoy the weather, and play with your kids, your dog, your cat, whatever, and just leave Pi at home. Don't bring it with you. So don't panic. Stay the course. And remember, the success of the Pi Network begins with you. Pi to the moon. Peace.